Now we're going to do polynomials times polynomials, and there's a couple of ways that we can do this, and we'll go over both ways. So the most important thing to know is that we multiply two polynomials, we have to multiply each term of the first one into each term of the second one. We'll explain that as we go. Then you'll need to combine any like terms, and that will be it. There's a lot of ways to keep this organized. The first one is called the grid method, or the box method, or the table method. There's a lot of ways to call it. It's all the same thing. What we're going to do is we're going to first draw a grid, and we have our magic polynomial, and we have our nice little grid. Then we're going to place the terms of the first polynomial along the top. So you notice that these guys, they end up here. And then we're going to place the terms of the second polynomial along the side. These guys end up down here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the boxes. So 5 times 7x gives us 37x cubed, and we go through that in all of the boxes. Then we're going to add the boxes together and combine any like terms. So you notice that this 35 comes down here, negative 7x comes down here, 10x comes right here, and our negative 2 comes into there. So remember, when we're adding a negative, we can just say that we're subtracting that number, and then we combine it together and we get our final answer. Let's do a grid method right here. So we're going to take our first polynomial and we're going to split it up along these lines. So we have an x and a negative 1. Then we also have an x that's going on this side and a plus 6. Our x times our x is an x squared. X times negative 1 is negative x. X times 6 is going to be 6x, and 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. So we have x squared minus x plus 6x minus 6. We can combine these two terms, so we're going to end up with x squared plus 5x minus 6, and that's going to be our answer using the grid method. It'll be the same answer as our next one, and our next one is called FOIL. We have our magic plus signs, so you'll notice that we're going to be adding stuff as we go. Just so you know, this is our favorite 4-letter F word. It's going to be great for you guys to learn this. And we have our magic polynomial that showed up here. So F stands for first, so we're going to multiply our firsts together. So our 5x times our 7x. It's in our blue. Then we're going to do the outside, so 5x times 2. That's our green. Our inside is going to be our negative 1 times our 7x, and that's our orange. And our last is going to be multiplying the last one, so negative 1 times 2, and that's our L. That's purple here. Then you combine any of the like terms, so we'll just make them as nice as we can, combine them, and we'll get the same answer that we got before. If you notice, we have like a little smiley face. You could put like some little eyes here, and it looks a little bit creepy. But if you get the smiley face, then that means that you've done something right when you're doing it. We'll do this really quickly with our example. So our first, we're going to do negative x times negative 3, so negative x times negative 3. Outsides, we're going to add this, plus negative x times negative 5x, our outsides. What about our inside? Our first, outside, inside. Let's do our insides here. So we're going to add 6 times negative 3. And then our last, we're going to do 6 times negative 5x. Combine these things together, so we have 3x minus 5x squared minus 18. And then we're going to, oh, that's a subtraction. We'll go backwards here. Sorry about that. So this is subtraction minus 30x. We're going to combine our like terms here, so we have 3x minus 5x squared. These two are combining here, so we actually have 27. Here, let's like go back a little bit so this looks nicer. We have 27x minus 5x squared minus 18, and that's our final answer. It's in a weird form, but it still works. So when we go for bigger polynomials, we're going to follow that same example. I'm not going to work this out for you, I'll leave it to you, but we will talk about this in a second. Basically, you would just go first, second, third, and then first, second, third, add them all together, and while you don't get the smiley face, it does make it a little bit easier. You can also do the box method, and in this case, it would just be a rectangle like that. So I want you to do quick check really fast. Let's multiply these polynomials together, and I'll give you a few minutes, just have you pause and work these out. Now here's some extra hints for you. If you see a binomial squared, and what that means, it looks like the quantity y, so like it will look something like y plus 6, and it's going to be raised to the second power. What that means is that it's being multiplied by itself 2 times. So we just have to write it as y plus 6 times y plus 6 in this example. And we'd go about it, and we can FOIL, or we can use our grid, and it will answer. We can make it work that way. Another hint is if you see a binomial times a trinomial, or a binomial times anything bigger than that, such as this example, just multiply each term of the first polynomial into the term of the second polynomial. You'll notice this, it has lots of pretty colors, but you just try and make sure that everything gets multiplied. If you can do that, then you'll get something that will simplify down a lot, and it will be a lot because you'll combine a lot of like terms, and then you'll have your final answer.